I'm sure, as you all know, the FBI has never done something wrong. Everything they do is purely ethical, and they'd never make a foolish mistake. Well, except for these few times. The FBI are investigating a possible bomber, a 17-year-old boy named Jared Michael Kano. He had previously been charged with firearm burglary, grand larceny, possession of marijuana, and plenty more, including a ton of other drug crimes. He's the exact kind of person you'd expect the culprit to be. They place a surveillance van near the house. Remember, every decision they make could mess up the investigation. Everything needs to go right. Now they wait, hoping for evidence. But apparently, they just made a slight mistake. The suspect notices a new Wi-Fi signal named FBI Surveillance Van. Luckily, the suspect didn't think too much of it and responded with the simple, "I ain't fucking with no FBI agents, Lamau," online. Unfortunately for him, he did end up fucking with FBI agents as he was caught and arrested and was later convicted before anything could happen. Luckily, this was the last mistake that the FBI ever made, and it's a good thing they never actually let a madman get loose due to such a stupid mistake, right? When the FBI was attempting to capture a serial killer, this happened.
We were investigating a suspected serial killer that we had had contact with in an undercover capacity, and one of the agents dialed a phone, and the bad guy heard us talking about our approach to him.
Oh my God.
So we jeopardized, and again, you know, you do that and you call your friend and people laugh about it. Well, we called a serial killer, and again, not proud of that. It happens. It happens.
It happens? Like, what do you mean it happens? He made this sound like they routinely fail to capture serial... Oh, wait, I get what he means. Forget I said anything. This part's kind of depressing, so I'll just quickly move on. The FBI isn't known to be the most ethical organization, and they definitely weren't being too ethical when they repeatedly, illegally monitored and infiltrated activist groups and even arranged some of their deaths. The citizens commissioned to investigate the FBI decided to find evidence for the FBI's crimes on their own. They decided to break into FBI headquarters and get the info they needed. They infiltrated on the night Muhammad Ali was going to box Joe Frazier, hoping the agents would be focused too much on the fight. Luckily, they were right, and none of the FBI agents noticed that they were breaking in. They tried to pick a lock but failed, so they gave up and used a crowbar. They got the documents they needed and sent what they needed to the news stations. Later on, the FBI tried to identify the suspects. They even knew who one of them were. They previously came in pretending to be a student reporter. There was absolutely no way they could mess this up. But it turns out they forgot to get her name before she left, and apparently she had gloves on when she came in, so there was no evidence of her identity either. I looked a little more into them and found out they have an interesting criminal history. For example, previously on a different heist, none of them knew how to pick a lock, so they left a note on the door saying, "Please don't lock this door tonight." When they came back several hours later, the door wasn't locked, so they came in and stole what they needed. They even left a thank you note. We're going to switch over to the CIA for this case. For context, Fidel Castro loved milk. Like, really likes milk. More than his own citizens.
Boys, today the plan is simple.
So the CIA decided to try and assassinate Fidel Castro by poisoning his beloved daily chocolate milkshake. An assassin would be given a poison pill. The pill was extremely effective. He would then go to an ice cream freezer and wait till the time is right. Then they would take out the pill and put it into the ice cream and take Castro down once and for all. But when the assassin went to take the pill out of the freezer, it broke apart, causing the operation to be cancelled. In the end, Castro has survived over 630 assassination attempts, so I'm not sure if he just got lucky this time or every assassin really sucks at their job. There's plenty of other stories I could have talked about, such as the time they used a random person's face for Osama bin Laden because they didn't have an actual photo of him, or the time that they harassed a poor Olympics security guard because they thought he was a bomber. But that's all I'm gonna do for now, frankly, because I'm too lazy, and also I don't want to do it. Oh wait, that's the same thing. I need an outro. I can't think of an outro, just like the video, I guess.